Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Southern Garden. And let me tell you, today is one of my favorite gardening days of the entire year. And you want to know why? Because it's the winter solstice. And we have some really amazing weather. Whoa, it's really windy. It is really, really windy out there. Wow. Okay, well, the weather outside is definitely frightful, as they say. I really thought a tornado was coming through. Luckily, no tornado. We're all good. We're okay. But we're going to be inside for a lot of this video, so it's going to work out. We'll see if we can get back out there or not. But before we start, we're going to light a candle because we have to set the mood, right? This is the winter solstice, and we got to get cozy. If my lighter will work, it may not. Okay, now we have our candle lit. I think this is a coffee, if I remember, yeah, this is a coffee flavored candle. It smells just like coffee, so it smells really good. But we are gonna be inside planting some Paperwhites. We do this every year, usually on this day. It's kind of my way of celebrating the winter solstice. And of course, to me, it's the beginning of spring where, we're just getting closer and closer. So Paperwhites, you can find them pretty much everywhere. You can find them at the nursery, Amazon. They're not too tough to find. The great thing about them is that they don't need any pre-chilling hours or anything like that, and they're really, really forgiving. So pretty much anybody can grow these, and you can grow them indoors and make your house or apartment or wherever you live smell really, really good. I love the fragrance of these. Some people say they're too strong. Not to me. I think they're great. So this is the Zima variety that we're going to grow, and I have 6 bulbs. And there's different ways that you can grow these guys, okay? There is the way that this container tells you to do it, which is using the little coconut core, and you plant them in the container that they come in, of course. You can also do with pebbles or rocks in like a glass container, and then you fill it with water, but you keep that water line underneath the bulbs. But we're not gonna do that way at all. We're gonna use our own container, and we're just gonna use potting mix. Good old indoor potting mix. It works just fine. And you're just going to take your little bulb, make sure that it's not all dried out. You can tell the difference. If it's not, doesn't have like any weight to it, you're going to know it's probably no longer viable. But if it has a little bit of weight, and usually they'll be popping out a little bit like that, then you know it's a great bulb and it's good. You just want to take your potting mix. You're going to put these guys round, big side down, pointy side up, and plant them about 1/4 of, not plant them 1/4, but plant them in and keep about 1/4 of them popping up above the surface. And I'm just going to do that for all of them. This is the perfect size container for them. This is from the Southern Living collection. I think I got this one at Walmart. I don't think it's on Amazon. I don't know, but I'll try to link it in the description if you guys are interested. It works for a lot of different projects. Let me try to get you guys a closer shot of how I'm planting these. So hold on one second. So you can see that I'm just leaving about 1/4 of the bulb above the surface like this. And then I'm going to put 2 more back here. And I will take a little bit of this soil out because there might be a little too much. But however, when I do put the water, lightly water it, it's going to pack it down a little bit. So it might be just fine. And it's going to take about 4 weeks. I think I already mentioned that, but about 4 weeks for them to flower once they're planted. And you want to keep them in an area that's about 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what they really like, ideally. I'm just going to give them a tiny amount of water. Don't need a lot. And we're going to set them where they can get some light right up here at the front, and they're good to go. But I wanted to show you guys around my little entryway. In the old days, they would call them entry hall, but the entry hall was, of course, much, much longer. It usually spanned the whole house, but I love having this little small entryway because I can put little decorations and stuff that I like and kind of display it up here at the front. And of course, this room gets some good light as well. But this tree behind me, this is actually from our wedding, and this tree normally is in our sunroom. It's not supposed to be here, but I think it looks a little weird here, but it's here anyway because our dogs spend the winter in the sunroom. So for now, it's part of the decoration here. And I'm going to show you the other things that I do have in this room. I'm going to back the camera up so that you guys can see. Okay, so below that little funny tree, but I'll tell you what though, my daughter has one, we have 3 of them, and she's got one in her playroom, and she decorates it for every season with ornaments, and she loves it. So I say they're silly, but they're actually kind of fun. And we used to decorate this one in our sunroom for Easter and all of the different holidays. Just not right now because, like I said, my little doggies, that's their place for the winter. But below it, I have, of course, those chinoiserie planters that are usually outside. But this pair right here, I do bring in because they usually do have live plants in them, and I don't want any moisture to crack during the winter time. So they come in, and then I just have some fake poinsettias in there with them. But I want to show you my little table up here. On the far left, I have, that's our porch book. I always have a different book here that I read the kids on the front porch. Obviously, when it gets a little chilly, we're not out there very often, but in the fall and the spring and any days that we have nice weather, I always have a book here that I can take out and read my oldest daughter, and I take the baby too. And it's just fun. They know that it's there, and she will ask a lot of times, Mommy, let's go read our book. So it's kind of cool. This little table that we have in our entryway is an antique. It's about 100 years old, and it was my great aunt's, and I love having it because it just has meaning to me. I mean, it was hers, and she was a big gardener. I met her a few times, but I was just so small that, you know, I was a little kid. I was like 3 or 4 years old. But I love the fact that she was really into growing zinnias and all kinds of flowering plants. And I think that she and I would get along really well these days if we could sit and chat. And then I have 2 fake boxwoods on each side. And those actually were on the front porch for a while. Then they came in one time and they have just stayed here, but I like the way they look, so there they are. Sometimes things just randomly end up somewhere and you like it, and then they stay. And then those little light up birds, they're really silly. They're new this year. They're from Amazon, but I love anything with birds, especially for Christmas. And it's really hard to find like bird decor that lights up. I mean, it's just, there aren't any like yard bird themed things or anything like that. So when I saw those, I just had to get them. I'll link them if you're interested. I think they're cute. I'm going to use them for Valentine's as well. And then in the back, I have a old, I don't know exactly how old it is, but a photograph that we got from, not a photograph. It's not a photograph. It's a painting. Anyway, it's a painting that we got from the antique store down the road. There's a good chance it might have just been in this house and we bought it back and brought it home because I've got a feeling that a lot of stuff from this house before we bought it ended up at that antique store down the street. But I really love this picture. You can't see the whole thing right now. There's 3 sisters, or either a mother and 2 daughters, and they're picking flowers. And then I have a little Christmas scene with, of course, more birds because we're all about it. That is in front for now. And then let me tell you about the Amaryllis that we have right here that are blooming. And my mom actually helped plant these. She's so good with Amaryllis, and it's up here in my display area right now. But the white one is Christmas gift. And then Minerva is the red and white, kind of the second height one that you see. And then the little one down there is Apple Blossom. And Apple Blossom is struggling just a little bit. Maybe she's going to snap too. I don't know. You never know. She still looks beautiful either way. But those are the 3 Amaryllis that we have so far. We have an order. I think it may have just showed up actually. But we have an order coming in today from Tulip World. We always buy from them. We bought a bunch of tulips, some daffodils, and some more Amaryllis bulbs. So we'll be planting those all soon. I talked about this little corner china cabinet before. I've got another set of those silly birds up there, but I love them. So there they are. And this little china cabinet is from my great aunt. So not great great aunt, but great aunt on my mom's side. And also love having this up here because I like having things that meant something to someone else and that also fit in with what I do too. And this is a really cute little china cabinet. I just have those blue chinoiserie containers. I actually got them on Amazon, but I think they look so cute in this little china cabinet. And I just ordered another set that I'm going to use for Valentine's Day to do some red tulip bulbs. But just wanted to point out, I guess you could say it's antique. It is definitely, I mean, nowadays if it's like built before the 80s, they call it an antique. I think this is probably from 1970 or something, but I love having it because it was, of course, my great aunt's. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that I gave you some ideas for hopefully planting Paperwhites at home or doing something fun for winter solstice, because it is a pretty cool day. It's just closer and closer to spring now every minute that we go. So anyway, if you like this video, I hope that you'll hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, and we will see you back here next time at the Real Southern Garden. Bye.